Hi y'all, Amanda here today from Powerhouse Life Coaching. I have a controversial topic for you today, and it's on Brené Brown. I disagree with a view that she has on shame. I only disagree a little. And before you gasp and you're like, who are you to disagree with someone that spent their whole career researching shame? Hear me out, okay? Before we get into the disagreements, let's start off by defining shame. What is shame? Well, shame is a very intense and painful feeling related to the belief that we are flawed. And if we are flawed, then we are not worthy of love or belonging. Overall, shame is a very negative evaluation of ourselves. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you've learned by now that shame is one of the top 5 emotions which take you out of your power. And for shame, it's because it's likely to be the source of destructive and hurtful behavior. And we tend to respond in shame in one of 3 ways. For one, we move away from shame, which means we'll kind of disappear from our own lives. 2, we move toward shame, and that means we kind of people please our way out of it. 3, we move against shame, which means you shame me, I'll shame you, I'll hurt you back. Now, I agree with all that. I agree with how shame plays out. I've been on the receiving side of shame, and I have also kind of probably exhibited one of those 3 behaviors when I was experiencing shame myself. But in addition to how I've outlined and described shame for you, Brené Brown also says that shame is not a productive or helpful emotion. But I disagree, and I want to suggest the opposite is true. Hear me out. I want to rumble her narrative for a bit. That's her line, by the way, rumble the narrative. And I want to do so by asking you all very thought-provoking questions. What if every moment, every feeling, and every experience was perfectly orchestrated for your evolution? That nothing was ever happening to you, it was all happening for you. And what if life's wisdoms not only came from the ups, but came at us most powerfully from the down? And what if, in the school of being human, we are all here to learn, and pain is actually our teacher? And what if the problem that exists is intended to build you muscle, build your resilience? If we have the perspective that every moment, every feeling, and every experience is perfectly orchestrated for you, and that in the school of being human, pain is our teacher, wouldn't that make shame a helpful and very productive emotion? Right? I know you agree. I want to validate that if you are experiencing shame, something traumatic, terrible, or not good has likely happened to you to provoke that emotion within you. And because of this, it may be very tough to digest everything I'm saying, but I'm still here asking you to consider that no matter how you feel about that experience or yourself, that life did something to help you evolve. And I know in those moments, it can certainly feel like life has happened to us. And when life has happened to us, then we become the victim. And when we're the victim, we're not empowered. But when we transition our perspective that life is happening for us, then we have new ways of thinking about the experience, which then opens up new possibilities. And as soon as the possibilities open up, then the choices open up. We get to choose how we want to feel, how we want to respond, or how we want to react. So, having said all of that, if you're experiencing shame, what is shame here to teach you? How is shame trying to help you evolve? Well, of course, I've got a thought on this. What if shame was a notification or an alert that something was off inside of you? There's a misalignment between your belief in your truth. Your belief is you're not worthy of love or belonging. But the truth is you are perfect and destined for greatness. And shame won't go away until you validate that greatness yourself. Not others, not your job title, not your salary, not your mom, not your dad, not your girlfriend, not your boyfriend, not your husband, not your wife. That will never push shame away. Shame will only be released when you validate your truth and your greatness and your worthiness. And what if shame is here to tell you that once you validate your wholeness, your truth, you then become someone others crave, desire, and inspire to be? Because the truth is, you're not broken. You just need to be reminded of your power. Well, I hope this video was helpful and opened up new possibilities for you. If you had any ahas or appreciations, please send a like, drop a comment, send a DM. Feel free to reshare. Till next time.